Hey, gorgeous goddesses. Ingrid here. I need to take a deep breath. I've been up and going since about 4. Got my little one off for daycare, and I am about to teach a class all about selling. And I really wanted to reach out to you to have a heart-to-heart, as I always do. And I'm just going to wait to see if a few more people jump online. There's Camille. Hey, gorgeous. So, such an important message. The messenger. You are the messenger. I think one really important thing that so many entrepreneurs do not seem to get is, hey, gorgeous, is how important it is to get so crystal clear about our message and to realize that we are all messengers, right? And the more that you own that and have that crystal clear clarity of it, what it is that you're here to do, what you're called to say, what you're here to express in the world, and the most powerful way to articulate that so your audience can really deeply feel it on an emotional, energetic, and heart level, that is when you truly will begin to have the power to build a business that makes millions and that influences and impacts millions. And I think we've all been fed a myth from a long, long time ago that we need to hold back and play it small or tone down and not be bold and not really be in our power because it may be too much or too confronting, or lo and behold, someone may be scared of you, or someone may feel triggered or not like it. And it's taken me many, many years to get to that place of real power of saying, F this for a bad joke. I will no longer tone down my voice, my message. I remember even months ago putting up a strong message in my private group, High End Empire, hey Wendy, and taking it down because there was that little bit of fear around that, showing that strength, showing that side of me that really has that deeper level of power and resonance, that's unapologetic about owning my voice and showing up in the world from a place that is very grounded in who I am, what my message is, what I feel that I need to discuss, the beauty, the power, the ugliness, anything to do with, say, even abuse or rage, all these different topics that I feel that are so important that need to be brought to light, which is part of my conviction, part of my message, part of my story, part of everything that I'm here to do. And I took a video down. And it was a wonderful gift actually, because it was like, well, why did I do that? Why did I take that video down? And there was that little fear in me that I was worried about people maybe thinking that I was a bitch or too much or confronting, or that I was going to trigger them. So I sat with that for a moment and loved myself up and looked at it. I talked to a few clients about it, talked to a few friends about it, and decided that I would never do that again. I would never, ever, ever censor myself with a concern that I may be deemed too much or too bold or too provocative. And it just literally lit something up in me, something incredibly liberating and freeing. And it still takes an incredible amount of courage for me sometimes to just show up and own my truth. But it is, and it has been and continues to be, one of the most empowering, liberating, energetically freeing, spiritually healing, emotionally healing practices that I believe we all need to start to honor as a daily ritual. So with my work, the monetization, reaching the millions, having the impact and the influence starts with one very central important key, and that is all about us all rising together to own our voice, to own our message, to speak with conviction and power. And I was speaking to someone today about my one-day event, and she admitted to me that she had a little bit of fear. Like, she was really excited to talk to me and yet a little bit, scared. And I asked her, why? And she said, it's because of my strength and the way that I come across. And I sat with her and I thought, wow, and that's so interesting. And I wanted to share with you that I am so deeply loving, but I refuse to pamper or curtail or soften my message because I don't believe it serves you. So we were to meet in person, you can be guaranteed that I'm going to give you the most amazing, gorgeous, loved up, energetic hug, and I am going to blow your shiz up, and I am going to ensure that you see yourself from a completely different perspective, and you will never be the same, ever. That is not that you are a new person, that is that you begin to actually really tap into your power like never before. This is a process of reclaiming. So I send you so much love and so much compassion, and thank you for sharing that with me. And that is exactly what I'm here to do, because it shows you where you need to own your strength. You need to own your voice more, right? You need to be in that place where you are comfortable and honoring of your own strength. So I'm going to hold space for that. I'm going to hold space for that because that is what I see in you. So I'm going to stay there. So I believe that when we really have come to deep peace and forgiveness of ourselves, forgiving patriarchal systems, forgiving parents and family and teachers who have shamed, abused, and put us down, we can be incredibly strong and fiercely loving, and there's nothing to prove. You're not really angry anymore because you've released so much of that stuff, and it is as fierce as F. It is so juicy. There is no shame. There is nothing to do with putting another woman down, but I'm here to hold that space and lift you up and take you into higher ground. And I, even in my sales copy for my one day, I'm like, we're going to be leaving any victimhood at the door, because that is my divine commitment and service to you, because we don't have time. And because I respect you so much, we're not going to sit down and just have a hug fest and brainstorm flimsy ideas around how to grow a business. We are going to actually map it out, and so we don't have time for illusion. That is why I'm actually doing a really deep, juicy class a month before. That is why everybody who's coming to that event, whether it's the 3-day or the 1-day immersion, we're all going to be doing deep healing rituals before the event. Everyone's getting a healing session with a healer as well, so that when everyone comes into that space, there's a level of very high vibrational frequency. So we are talking about really clear, accentuated, accelerated strategy, right? That you can absolutely start implementing on that day. So I'm just not up for fluffiness. I'm not up for going around in circles any longer or pandering to anyone's sense of lack. I'm really here to ignite a fire and blow your shiz up, because you are divine and holy and brilliant, and we have spent years and decades, many of us, myself, almost like my whole entire life, holding myself back, hey gorgeous Tracy, in some way, because I want approval or to be liked or to stay safe and not be judged or ridiculed or condemned or attacked. And I say, and I'm so trying hard not to swear, just in case I want to make an ad out of this. A couple of my videos, I've just gone to town the last few days, and it is actually just deeply healing for us all, I believe, to sometimes just let it loose. But I'm done, guys. I'm done with the keeping a lid on it. I'm done with, playing it small. I was speaking to my copywriter, and I was reading an email that we're going to send out to my list to tell them about this immersion, and I was like, you know, this isn't just about sisterhood and sitting around some sort of campfire and reminiscing. No, this is about fierce, deep diving, alignment and strategy. I want to see my women become as fierce as F, business divas. What is it going to take to get you to that next level? Who do you need to be? What are the systems? What is the traffic? What is the capital that is needed? What core milestones do you need to reach in order to actually make whatever it is, 100 grand, 200 grand, 300 grand, $1 million? What does it take? Because I can assure you that becoming incredibly focused and aligned and on it, and you only do that from a place of real power, because you're not sitting there every other day wondering, can I really do it? You've decided that you are doing it. And that is when that crystal clear clarity, the structure, you start to become a businesswoman, not a try-hard, businesswoman who's kind of playing in the playpen of life. You're actually implementing. You're actually putting the pieces together that are going to create a legacy. It's going to create a movement. And you can only create a movement by becoming a messenger. So I ask you today, what is the message? What do you stand for? What will you go out on a limb for to ensure that your tribe, your audience, your community gets it deeply? They know what you stand for, right? And if I scare people, you know what, when you meet me, I swear I carry on, I get in your face, but I am so loving. And I am so fierce, and I will cry with you, I will laugh with you, and then I will say, let's go, and what the F are you gonna do to build your business, right? And it is, I probably think, one of the most loving actions, one of the most loving ways that I could possibly be for you, because anything less than that is crappy coaching. I'm sorry, it doesn't get results. It doesn't move your community. It doesn't move my clients into rapid acceleration. The only thing that will is honest, no bullshit, loving, fierce, deliberate truth. And it is exactly that we all need to be embodying and sharing with our tribes and our communities to create radical change. And from that point, that is how I am growing my business, and it's making me a very wealthy, lit up woman, and nothing can stop the train, because I won't let it. And that's what I want for you. It is a sense of deep, connected, grounded momentum, and nothing that anyone says, no fear that you possibly could ever have. Nothing will stop you, because you're so lit up. You are so on fire. You can use any abuse, rage, trauma, loss, and use that as your message. Use that as your story. Use that to mobilize you. You know, I'm not here today because Shiz was pretty and Shiz worked out. I'm here because of it. I'm stronger because of it. And that's a choice. That's a choice that we all have to make. To take that mess, to take the trauma, to take the pain and make it into our message, into our fortune, into our legacy, into our transformation that we provide. First of all, for ourselves, right? So I can't see everyone's comments. Some of them I can see. Anyway, guys, I'm about to teach a class on selling. Selling for me, without selling, we don't have the transformation that we want to provide. We do not have the cash flow, and without the cash flow and the influence and the impact that we want to make, we don't have much of anything. So we must heal our shame around being seen, around speaking up, around showing up, and absolutely, which is all related to the art of selling. And the most important thing that I've done, I think, in order for me to shift any sense of shame and guilt or embarrassment about talking about my prices or inviting someone to work with me, is that I've replaced the word selling with service. And unless we can really sell and bring people into our world and support them and love them and guide them, they are not going to get the transformation. And so that creates suffering for everyone. Suffering for us as the leaders because we're not really living our truth. There's an element of scarcity. And then suffering for those people that we're meant to serve and heal and support and guide and co-create with. So I invite you to absolutely just put any sense of fear outside the door when it comes to selling. I always teach my clients that if you're bringing that level of fear or scarcity into a sales call or a conversation, which is really just a heart-to-heart chat, it's actually the most simple, energetic transference. It shouldn't be fraught with any fear whatsoever. It should be one of the most delicious, beautiful, sacred gifts for both you and your potential prospective client. There shouldn't be any force whatsoever. And the most important thing is that you shouldn't be bringing your scarcity and fear into the equation. That has to be left outside the door, because when you come to a call and you bring all your stuff, you're not there for that prospective client. You're really not. It's all about you when it should be all about them. So if you really want to connect, you must come with your highest game. This is about higher consciousness conversation. This is about heart. And when you know how to do that and really own your power, selling is a joy. It is a beautiful, heart-aligned, energetic, divine, just sacred conversation and gift that if it is right for that person at the right time and it is right for you and you deeply feel that that person is in the place to do the work to receive what you have to receive, because it is a co-creation. I see a lot of